Check, mic check, 1, 2.
Yo, is this thing on or what?
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Platform Podcast. As always, I am your host, DJ Dex. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to go hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give us a follow, leave that 5-star review, and leave any comments about who you want to see on upcoming shows or any questions that you have for the guest. Before we get started here, I got to give a big shout out to Make It Now Media, our brand partner for the show. So DJs, artists, agencies, venues, any kind of graphic design work that you need, whether it's flyers, visuals, EPKs, logos, hit up Make It Now Media, use the code PLATFORM for a discount. They'll get you all taken care of. Now today on the show, I'm joined by one of the most influential DJs in the country music industry. He's been doing editing and remixing for years and years, kind of a pioneer in the country music game. He's one half of RoadHouse, the official tour DJ for country music star Jason Aldean. I've got DJ Silver joining me on the show today. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. Big fan. I've been watching for 39 episodes now. Thanks for having me.
I know. We've had a lot of your friends on the show. With
Rod Urie's on here every week. I like it.
He's been on a couple times.
Yeah. I called him and asked him where to park.
Okay. Yeah. He's been here a lot, so that's a good one to have. No, but thank you for taking the time to come and sit down. I know you are a very, very busy man with events.
Busy's good, man.
Fucking every single day, I feel like. So
we try. It's good to be home. I hadn't been home in Nashville almost 3.5 weeks, so it's
been that long.
I got home last night and kind of leave Thursday. But
yeah. Well, yeah, like you said, man, busy is definitely good. We're gonna get into a lot of things here. Just talking about country music, getting started, all the places that you are playing now, being on tour with a star like Jason Aldean, and then just your group with RoadHouse, some of the changes that you've made through there, and just everything that you've been through in your career. Yeah. So let the listeners, let the viewers know just a little bit about you, a little bit about DJ Silver, where you're from, how you got started, how long you've been in the industry.
I was born in Dallas, Texas. Went to college in Arkansas, moved back to Austin, and that's basically where it really took off. I started kind of getting my chops in Springfield, Missouri. We lived in St. Louis, where I was kind of a gypsy, but it's just kind of the whole time is just you through the way you coming up and seeing a million different DJs with their style, and it just takes a little bit of that to see and figure out who you are and just what you're comfortable with, what you feel like makes you different than the next guy, and you just kind of ride it, man. And I've been blessed enough to traveled the world for many years now and lived in St. Louis, lived in Springfield, Missouri, most of my adult life in Austin, Texas, and here to Nashville.
Yeah. How long have you actually lived in Nashville now? I mean, it's got to be the
2015.
Okay. So, I was going to say,
10 years.
Yeah.
I fought it with all my heart, man. I really did.
You didn't want to?
I'm a Texan. I didn't want to. I have a condo in Austin, and and my manager was like, "You got to move to Nashville," and I was like, "I'm not." I ended up getting a second place up here to go back and forth, and finally with the record deal and the radio show and the touring, everything is centrally located. Nashville's so easy to get in and out of. Flying, everything's a direct flight to Nashville, so it just took over. Then my wife loves it here, so here we are.
Yeah, can't really complain too much now, and I mean, especially with how popular Nashville is getting, and musically, like you said, I mean, there's got to be so much that you're able to do here, just because everyone is coming out here for music.
When I first got to Nashville, if I played in Nashville, I took Rod's gig because he was like legit the only DJ making money and playing in Nashville.
Yeah, he's talking.
There were other DJs playing, but Rod, if you wanted, there was one club, Rod played it, and you'd play, and they didn't even grasp the concept to keep your local opener and have a headliner come on. It was like show up at 10 kind of thing, So I just never played Nashville.
Yeah,
and now I tell everybody Nashville on a Wednesday is your city on a Saturday.
100%.
And I mean, you pick the worst day in your town and come to Nashville to be busier than you've ever been.
Yeah.
And it's just now when I leave Nashville, I have FOMO because I don't get to play here at all. Yeah, I'm booked all the way out through middle of next year, and we're big events you guys just had here, CMA Fest or something. I'm in Atlantic City, and I'm like, God dang, man, there's a million people downtown. 4th of July, I was in Scottsdale cooking, and so I'm just happy to see where Nashville's at, and as you know, probably better than I do, but there's every place has 3 or 4 DJs a day running.
Yeah,
full time.
It's hard to explain that concept to people of like even just different bars. I mean, you essentially have 2 or 3 different bars in a singular bar just because of how they're built and built upward, where it's like cool, you can have a band on this floor, a DJ on the other floor, a DJ on the other floor, where you're essentially
anything
getting
you
three
want
different
out of
vibes.
one building.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Yep. You don't have to go far. You can literally just switch your floor that you're on.
And people like Joe Fields and TC Group, those guys got it down, man. They got the formula down, man.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about them later. Some stuff coming up, but they got it. I mean, it's just the amount of volume and revenue. I always tell everybody, Nashville is a center bar in Las Vegas. No dress code. You know you're going to spend a shit ton of money on drinks, and it's going to be packed, and anyone's welcome.
Yeah, and you're gonna have a fucking great time.
You're gonna have anything, and if you don't like what you're hearing, walk next door. Man.
That's the definite perk is like, all right, cool. You have 100 different bars that you can go to if you don't like one.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, talking a little bit about you, you've been in this music industry for so long. You've been making music for so long. You started as the first DJ to go on tour with a country artist.
So I guess there was a DJ that went out with Keith Urban like for a week and just didn't work. So and I said that on another podcast I did with in Vegas, and they said there was another guy that went out, but it just didn't
Okay.
work. But it was like a weekend, I think. I don't even know the dude's name.
Yeah.
And his crew was like, "No, you're wrong." Blah, blah. And I'm like, "Bro, fucking relax. If he did something, I would have heard
clearly,
it."
if you only did it for
know what
a
I mean?
weekend, it didn't work.
I didn't
Yeah.
mean any disrespect. I've never heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to swing dicks or measure dicks with you.
Yeah.
I was like, good for you, bro. Whatever. You know. But when Aldean came to me to do it, there was no DJ doing it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have this concept. The minute you punch a ticket to my show, I want you to have a party from start to finish. And I mean, we got now it's basically every tour, every festival's got a DJ on it.
Which is crazy to me that it wasn't before. Like, I think of the concept now of just having like dead air and space between each of the acts. And it's like, why was it not a thing?
The worst thing you can do is let a front of house guy play music on his
Yeah.
iPad. Because if I played what I wanted to hear, that place is empty. You know what I mean? That's part of being a DJ. You gotta know what city you're in, what song hits that city. It's just, you gotta mic work. A lot more goes into it than just playing AC/DC for 3 hours.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, you've started your own group, which is RoadHouse, where you're making country edits and remixes for basically everything, whether it's a redrum, whether it's an EDM edit for it. You initially started that with Ikon.
Yeah, so I started all this under DJ Silver. Then I was putting everything on DJ City and Club Killers under DJ Silver Country Club edits. And I sit down with a guy named Brian O'Connell, head of Live Nation. It was like,
Awesome last name. That's my last name, so perfect.
Well, he's the game in country music.
Yeah.
And I said, at this time, we're rolling 7 festivals with Live Nation. I said, I'm very happy and excited to be here, but how do I go to here? And he was like, come up with a concept. Give me something to sell more tickets for you.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, I'm going to come back to you. So I called a few people all over the country with this concept called RoadHouse. And I said, it's basically putting the party back into music. You go to these festivals, and as great as the country artist is, I mean, they're going to have that lull. And they're going to try to do the artist shit where they're going to play 30 minutes of songs you've never heard.
Or play an acoustic set or whatever it's going to be.
The energy gets sucked out. And I said, here's a concept. We put RoadHouse, we put all genres, all sing-alongs, all fun, big room EDM to just sing-along. I call it white girl hip-hop. And make it a party. And I promise you that hour is going to feel like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So you put the concept together with DJ Ikon. Got a record deal with Broken Bow, BBR. Put out the first album. Went great. Then I got a call from Ikon saying he was sick. He had to quit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, now what? Then COVID hits. And I said, I'm not going to be one of these statistics like, oh, COVID got this. Fuck that. If COVID took you out, it's because you're fucking lazy. I worked and grinded all the way through COVID. And, and when you say shit like that, if that offends somebody, I'm talking to you. Go fuck your feelings, man. Luck has very minute part of any kind of anything successful.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm successful, but what you get back is what you put into it.
Yeah.
So I stayed on the grind during COVID. We released records. I played full time, and we were the first concert back at Bonnaroo. If you remember. So it was a Kane Brown show in December, and I met a few people, and Blake and I became friends. Blake started doing his DJing thing. Just started. Just started. Like 8 songs just started, right?
Yeah.
And I called Blake and I said, here's this concept. And he was like, yeah, whatever. And I said, and we'll get you to where we need to be as a DJ. when we first started, and this isn't whatever, he was like, let me play. I'm like, ooh, hold on a second. Let me just get it. You know what I mean? Now I wouldn't hesitate to walk off and let him rock it.
Yeah.
Because he gets it. He gets music. And his image and his brand brought RoadHouse to a bigger platform. And he's one of my dearest friends now, but it's like he's a powerhouse. And if you look at a successful nightclub, you want an 85-15, 80-20 women to men ratio. Mm-hmm. Well, we walk into clubs, he's 80% women every time we walk in.
Yeah.
And we're, and we check all the marks and boxes for like bigger clubs. We sell tickets, we sell bottles, we sell tables, and our price point's fine. So I went after sponsors for the tour. So I do a lot of stuff with Jameson. I do a lot of stuff with Screwball.
Yeah.
So I pitched Kim and I said, here's this concept. I want to do the Electric RoadHouse tour. And let's get in and brand this brand. So yeah, they stroked a check and we rolled through the first quarter, and we'll run it back in October. And to see it, like I said, they signed us up for 10 shows, and I called Blake. I was like, listen, we can take this X amount of dollars and just split this right now, or we can stretch this out and we can do work. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and we'll go over, like all the stuff we've done this later, I'm sure, but he was like, all right, I'm buying in. So we're going to work a little harder. Money's not going to change. And it was a nod. We didn't have to sweat it, right?
Yeah.
So I pitched these venues as a co-op price. I was like, Screwball is going to take care of X amount of dollars. You need to take care of X amount of dollars. And it's basically like it was cheaper than what it would cost to have me in the venue.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So, I mean, we're playing the 11s Miamis of the world. We're playing the Cabo Bostons. I mean, Scottsdale's of the world. I mean, big venues, Jules, Las Vegas of the world. And just going in. And everyone always has questions about the music, and we get in, and it's a party. It works, and it just takes it up to the next level. I mean, one of our merch shirts says "Putting the FU back in fun," because there's nothing worse than going and seeing a DJ. We'll just use Vegas, any DJ playing their stuff. And they're playing 8-minute songs, and nobody's feeling it, but they made it. You know, I'm playing a minute and a half a song. If you're not feeling it, I don't give a damn if I made it, you made it, or the owner's daughter made it. We're going to get out of it to keep the party going.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's what RoadHouse is.
Because you're actually reading the room.
That's right. And we never pre-program.
Yeah.
And we try to, I work with a few people and we try to make edits, and I'll have an idea and I'll send it over and we'll get it back and we'll get it right. And we'll do the tests in the club. If it don't work, we pitch it.
Yeah.
And so that's, we did EDC Las Vegas. Then afterwards we had Club Killers Radio mix come out, and we also had a Diplo mix coming back and forth. So we did 51 unreleased edits, and we didn't drop them until after
all that stuff was released.
And they're the number one mixes in all genres in the world.
Yeah.
And Rod's like, give me that file, dog. I'm like, yeah, July 10th. July 10th. I know you. July 10th.
You're like, after it comes out, then I will.
Yeah, July 10th. You can have after Diplo.
Yeah.
And it was cool to text back and forth to Diplo, and he's at Calgary Stampede. And I said, hey, man, just flipped him a file. Just use this one. You don't use any, but it's either way. It's cool to somebody as big as Diplo that's like, yeah, send them over. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Because you get 100 tracks in. You might find 5 that are your dailies, Skills and I got together on that Sam Mountain House Party remix. Every DJ on the planet plays that.
Yeah, still.
Bobo's second song out of the box. It's Brandy Cyrus's first track off the box. And it was cool. It just shows you the power of the genre, power of the internet, and just people are looking to fill those gaps of high energy mixes.
Yeah. So going into like RoadHouse, and obviously you're talking a little bit about Blake. After Ikon has to step away from DJing, like how much thought process is going into picking a new partner with you for RoadHouse? Because obviously, like what you're saying, I personally, business-wise and just like DJ-wise, I think it's so smart for you to add on a guy like Blake who's been on The Bachelorette. He has that female
he
following.
He had the passion for it, stage presence.
Correct,
persona.
Yeah. Like I've seen him play.
My first chant, and nothing against Blake, my first shot was James Kennedy.
Okay.
I called James. James is like, James is about to blow up.
Yeah.
And he blew up.
I mean, yeah.
But then I got to thinking, let's do like the Spasmatics. Let's do 12 RoadHouses. Let's book every night around the world. And it got to, I can do this, but a lot of personalities and egos came in, and I felt like I was losing control of the concept. And all it takes is one asshole to mess it up. Yeah. So I was like, put it back down. And it's just, Blake, you and I, we're going to slow play this at first. I went after the Swedish House Mafia business model. They only do huge festivals. And by no means am I, before you assholes start hitting the fucking shit talk button cowards. I'm not comparing us to Swedish House Mafia, but their business
concept wise,
the business model is unquestionable. They're all you see them is at Stagecoach. All you see them is at Coachella. You see them, and everyone around wants it because the pinnacle's been hit. And I said, let's just go do 10 or 12 big events and make the world talk.
Yeah.
So that's RoadHouse.
Yeah. Together, the two of you have killed it. I mean, the two times I've seen you at Barstool has been awesome.
Energy straight through the roof. That's our goal.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's what I look at as like, for you, like you may be known as a country DJ, but when I listen to you, like you are 100% open format DJ. Like, you might hit country songs during your set.
I don't do a whole lot of anything.
Yeah.
I feel like I can be put in any room in the world and win at a high level, except maybe new hip hop. It's just shit. So I'm not even interested.
But even still, I feel like
I could play hip hop room
exactly
all day.
Yeah.
But it's I think you'll hear in the edits that we make, they're all big room because of the rooms we play.
Yeah.
But if you also go look on Club Killers, I just do standard intro, outro, redrums for the radio show and for people that can't play big room.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking about before, where it's like, it is a little bit of everything to fit and cater to all of those DJs that are playing different sets all over too. And
at the end of the day, it's like you don't want to do too much of anything. You got to give somebody a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Especially DJs that are playing from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm blessed enough we walk in at 1:30, we're done by 3.
Yeah.
But it's, I see these DJs. I put in my contract that the opening DJ opens and closes and gets full rate.
Yeah.
Because I mean, how many times have there's like, we had a DJ come in and we're going to bump you, or this is a living we're messing with. And so I've been there and like I said, I have 20 or 25 DJs that work with us on a full-time basis. I want to make sure everyone gets paid.
That's awesome. I never knew that was like something that you specifically put 100%. In your contracts.
Open and close.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Because I want the people to have the best time of their life, but I want them to leave and they're seeing your local DJ playing. So they're like, come back.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you went from RoadHouse, your own edits. Obviously, like Blake is doing his own stuff now too. Yeah. You have your stuff that's under your own name as Silver, but then you guys have stuff that you're doing together. And now playing festivals, stadiums, arenas, all fucking over the place.
That's right.
I mean, you're coming off a string of, like you said, where it's like EDC, Stagecoach,
Super Bowl,
you've done
Waste
Super Bowl,
Management Open, just Kentucky Derby, Indy 500.
Every major event that you can think of, there. You've played it. Yeah. And then now even going ahead into your schedule for the rest of 2024 here, you're about to kick off tour with Jason Aldean.
Yeah, it kicks off this weekend in New York, and it's me and Aldean and Chase Matthews.
Yep.
And and Aldean's a powerhouse. This is my 14th tour with Jason.
Yeah.
15th year. I left for a year, but it's 14th tour with Jason. And like seriously, one of my best friends. Our kids, 6 weeks apart. Our families our wives are best friends. I mean, it's just it's a lot of good. It's back home. It's beats the grind out of airports every 5 days a week, 6 a.m. when we just get on a bus and go. When I started this business, all I ever wanted to do is travel the world, play my music, and get my tour bus. Then I got the bill for the tour bus. Now I just want to play music and ride with Jason.
You're like, never mind, fuck that part. I'll just ride along.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. But I mean, even looking at like other festivals that you're playing, like Watershed, all that kind of stuff.
Watershed is proof that God shows off. That is, I missed the last two. I put Rod on the last two.
Oh, Rod's he told me about it. Yeah.
And if I can't do it and they say, give me somebody you trust that I know is great, it's Rod Urey.
Yeah.
Without a question of a doubt.
When
I say day one, I know he's told you this story, but I slept on his couch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes he didn't have a couch, so I had a floor. But it was like, that's my dude. And I trust that guy with anything.
Yeah, he says the Gorge is like the best spot to ever play a set.
And the after parties are through the roof. Yeah, that's great. It's just in the middle of nowhere, but it's awesome.
I mean, you're playing all these spots. Like, as that country DJ stigma, has that affected you with trying to obtain bookings?
Sometimes. Okay. You go into Vegas like Zook. It's somehow I'm on this lineup. It's like Tiesto, Zed, Snake, Cash, and Silver. You know, but once I get in, I can throw down with any of those guys. But it's just they're like, Silver's he playing country tonight? And I felt a little confusion on the brand, and I understand why. But man, I've been headlining Vegas for 15 years, and it's stupid to me when these people have been in Vegas 6 months. I think they know anything. And so I understand that. That's why RoadHouse came into big room headlining status, and I still do a ton of stuff in Vegas under Silver, but and I keep RoadHouse at a arm's length, and we come in and hit, we leave. Where Silver will talking about myself, third person. I'll pull a residency where we'll do 70 dates or 50 dates, whatever that contract may be.
Yeah.
RoadHouse will do 5.
Okay.
You just keep the big look and never overdo it.
Yeah. But no, I think it makes sense because like branding wise, that's kind of what you have to do to differentiate it. But yeah, I mean, same kind of thing where it's like once you come in as RoadHouse, where even if it is maybe not the same like caliber of a name as a Zed or whoever else is playing these venues, when you do come in, you're able to rock the venue.
Yeah,
to the exact same level.
We come in under RoadHouse and open for Zed, which I was opening for Zed every time he played Zoot, basically. Or not every time. Me and Flight switch off, but a lot. And he just knew I was never touching anything he'd play, and I could go as hard as I wanted to go because Zed's coming in after. We're gonna do Zed.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you about the EDM crowd. I mean, it doesn't have to be. It can be a brand new track that you just made on the computer on the flight. There, if it hits, they're giving it back.
Yeah.
And that's what I love most about playing EDC. I played 2 nights in one solo and one with RoadHouse, and it was like both sets for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Because you don't necessarily have to be playing the hits that people can sing along to.
It's like going off and just clapping and jumping. And EDC was, I've been blessed enough to do a lot of things in this music world. EDC was something I've never seen anything like it. And Pasquale, he's got it down, man, to a science.
Even outside of the bars and the festivals and the big venues, you've put stuff out on radio under your own name and really
written a few songs, got a few number ones in the book.
Yeah. Where who else is really doing that as like DJs,
producers?
The
reason I did it because they told me I couldn't.
Okay. So that was the fuel.
Yeah, I was like, fuck you, watch this. I can do this. And I remember we walked come to Nashville. I had this harebrained idea. I wanted a record deal. My manager's like, oh, I don't know. And I said, well, if you're not it, I'll get somebody that is, figure it out. It's like, you never want people in your corner to question you. You need the voice of reason and sonality, but you don't need somebody going, buddy, you know what I mean? And we met with every label in the city, and we had buzz from people. We have offers from other people. And I remember walking into Sony, and I got in the elevator, goes, this is where we're at. And he goes, we don't have an offer from them. And I said, well, do your job, dog. Get us an offer. That was it.
So what did you pitch them at that time? I mean, were you pitching multiple songs?
It was just mashups. It was country mashups that people were trickling all over. I will go back. We released them on a Crooklyn Clan, and they were just put country mashup by DJ Silver because they didn't even know who the artists were, Yeah. And it was like my first remix I ever did was a mashup. What a dirty word, but whatever. David Lee Murphy, Dust on the Bottle with Jaquan Tipsy.
Okay.
And it was hundreds of thousands of downloads and streams.
Yeah.
At the time, it was probably pretty close to a viral song if you had viral back then.
Yeah.
And the guy for the record label pulled up, goes, can you do this? And I said, well, I made that. And he brought us back to work on Blake Shelton's record, Hillbilly Bone, Country Strong, and Green.
Yeah. So then how does that work for like a song like that within the record labels? Like, how is that working clearance wise? Like how?
Well, so they could never figure. Now they got to figure it out. But then it was such a new thing. So it got to the part where I was just taking buyouts instead of putting my name on it.
Yeah.
Just pay me $5,000 and we'll do this track and you can have it. We're not going to track money.
Okay.
And so makes it easier.
Yeah. So
as of right now, a remix in country music still counts as a play towards original because there's only genre on radio that does it, unless it's just changed, which I don't think it has.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's something that we've talked about a lot on this show is just like the country music industry in general and music and getting music out to the DJs, because aside from
they're so fucking backwards. And if anybody from the record label in country music is watching this, you've got to get out of the square box of stupidity.
I've been trying to be like a pioneer for it in like ever since I've come here.
It does nothing to your brand. People, if they want your music and don't want to pay for it, a 7-year-old can go steal this music. Why not release the instrumentals, the acapellas, and let a DJ make a different version so they can hear it and go back, Shazam it, and go back and download your music?
I agree.
And it's just, I don't understand the hierarchy. I don't understand the thought process. I don't understand the concept. I mean, you go back to, it's a bad word now, but Diddy with Bad Boy Records, every record. I don't know how, if you ever, I used to, it was nothing but turntables record.
Yeah.
Every record we would buy 2 and 3 of every one because B-sides, acapella, instrumental, and the radio cut and intro versions on every record. And he was challenging DJs, I feel, to do different versions. Show me how you would play my record. I don't understand. It's only country music. And anytime when you're the only one that's not doing something, you're probably wrong.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, and I've got a lot of friends in the record industry that's probably going to piss off for saying, but whatever it is, whatever the block is mentally with you, you are missing a world of streams, new fans. You're going to elongate your fan base. And if you don't push to a younger fan base, you will not have a career in 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I just don't understand why they fight that so hard. Like Sony going after club killers.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
And making them take down every single thing that
They should say, thank you. Here's our new record. Push it.
And that's the biggest thing that I don't get. Because I'm like, you are losing out on thousands and thousands of thousands of people.
DJs are going to stop playing your music.
Yeah, because they can't. Because it's just.
I tell you, I don't care how hot your record is. I don't fucking need it.
Yeah.
Like, I could never play Shabuzi the rest of my life, and my sets will bang harder without it. Mm-hmm. But it's a big song. So I love Shabuzi. I'm just using that as an example. It's a big song.
No, I get it, yeah.
But it's, with these record labels, when I do that, I don't need your shit. Trust me. Mm-hmm. And their thought process is, I don't know this for a fact, but I feel you need me worse than I need you. Well, I fucking don't.
Yeah.
Go buy some clicks on TikTok, dog.
I just feel like it's hurting the artists so much. And I think a lot of the artists don't realize even what's going on.
A lot of the artists do, but they're so handcuffed by this record deal, that terrible record deal they signed into.
Yeah. I just feel like there's so many artists that I've talked to that don't even know what like record pools are. Yeah. They don't even necessarily know how to get their music to DJs.
Blows my mind.
Yeah.
Blows my mind. And then, I am on a direct text message with 50 or 60 country artists that were like, dude, my new record, put it out. Can you? Yeah, absolutely. Even if we make something just for TikTok, low key, and put it out.
Yeah. See, and that's what needs to be sent to the masses of DJs to be able to get it out.
So you're telling me that you should, if I'm putting out a new record, let's just say Chase Matthews, because he's my guy and we're already talking about this, or let's say Shabuzi, whatever you want to do, whoever the guy is. I'm putting out his record. I'm putting out 20 versions on. I want to hit every subgenre, every playlist, every chart on Spotify.
Yeah, you want to make an EDM remix of it. You want to make a blend that
everything goes into and let them release it. And when it comes in, they're streaming. It's still streaming you, streaming it in a different way, and you're still getting counts for the plays. I just don't see the disconnect.
Yeah,
and nobody's getting paid from anything on Spotify. So if they say that it's financial, it's not. Fucking financial.
Yeah, because those streams are equaling out to fucking nothing. Like yeah. Like
I was shocked that Spotify House was as successul as it was in Nashville.
With how many of the artists are being like pissed off by streams and everything right now. Yeah.
I wasn't invited. But I wouldn't have walked in it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good thing to think about too. Yeah. I was looking at record pools prior to you coming here, and just for a little context for people that don't necessarily understand, like DJ record pools are a spot where most DJs are getting their records to play, where it's not like we're just playing this music off of Spotify or off of Apple Music. They're edits that are made for DJs.
By DJs.
Yeah. Yes. Out of all the major record pools right now, this is a little breakdown that I have for you. Here are the latest country songs out on DJ record pools. So this is how minimal of country music is actually accessible for most DJs to play out at clubs, which I think is also a big reason why country music isn't necessarily as big in nightlife industry. Like right. as it could be, where it could be going out to so much more of the masses in nightlife and festivals and clubs and stuff like that. DJ City in June alone released 14 country songs or edits. 7 of them were Post Malone and Morgan Wallen. I had some help. 2 were Pour Me a Drink, Post Malone. 4 were Shabuzi, a bar song edits. And 1 was Shabuzi, Drink Don't Need No Mix. HMC doesn't even have a country genre tab on their website.
I talked to Five about that.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure they will. They've been talking about it on their Earbuds podcast, a lot of like the country and sets. But when I was looking at it today, like they don't even have country
It's not worth
in
the bullshit they got to deal with these record labels.
Exactly. So it's like, for what these record pools have to what they're even allowed to put on, they're handcuffed by these record labels because they can't even do it. But like HMC, they don't even have country on there. They don't even have anything by like Megan Maroney. There's no Kane Brown and Marshmello's new song Miles on it, which I would think like Marshmello.
It's Sony.
Yeah. And that's like, but like Marshmello, I think would be one that they would be able to get on. But because it's Sony, then you can't. Club Killers over the last 3 months has only these country songs.
I made every one of them.
Shabuzi, Morgan Wallen, Luke Bryan, Dasha, and Hardy.
Yeah.
Only
And
country
everything we
artists
put
that
up,
have
and
been
I'll
released.
send you the link that I send every week. Mm-hmm. Then we do 5 or 6 a week. And says, put it up, pull it down, can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's as far as like what you're able to get.
Back
That's
to
it.
these record labels, I'm never going to understand it. But you want to tour in Europe, you want to tour Australia, you want to tour New Zealand. This is where those DJs get their fucking music. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you are handicapping your artist for your sense of whatever, you need to think about what you do.
Yeah. It
And
literally
if they
makes
put me
no
on a
sense.
panel, I'd probably get killed in the city because I would rip these people out.
But no,
tour
you'd be
this world.
speaking the
I don't,
truth.
I don't live in a fucking 6 mile block of Brentwood, Tennessee. I tour
Yeah.
this world. And these people crave it. And you know, every day I can open my Instagram since I've been here and there'll be 15 DJs saying, I heard this, could you send me? And I just have a folder, I just drop and send.
Yeah.
And if they don't take only a fool would not capitalize on the opportunity they have right now in country music.
Yeah. I agree 100%. It's something that just blows my mind like every single week.
And it's the same as country radio, man. It's like, it's just here. You play the number one song 3 times an hour. It's just, you overplay the shit out of records. And
where then you end up hating that record after. Yeah.
And like I said, it's like every one of these artists want to go to Europe, London, Australia, Mexico, wherever you want to go play.
Yeah.
The DJs get the music and lay the groundwork for you to let people hear it to set you up over there.
Yeah.
I mean, there are phenoms in this world like Morgan Wallen's. Grant, he doesn't need any help.
Yeah.
But there are a million artists, Mitchell Timpanies of the world, that need to be heard over there that aren't. And that's the way to do it.
Let's talk about the tour. I mean, tour's going to be starting up with Jason Aldean this week. Where's the first couple spots that you guys are hitting?
Yeah.
Give me some buzz for the tour. What do you guys have coming up that's new or different with the tour?
Yeah,
and just things that you're excited about, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back on the road just because with Jason, it's a family out there. We've been together for so long. But it's I'm mostly excited about not flying 4 days a week because that's awful if you have not traveled lately. But yeah, no, we get in. I host Jason's VIP and I open from him from 9 to 9:30, and Jason plays 9:30 to 11. And it's of course being with a goat like Jason. We got 30,000 people there every night.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of that guy. Proud of him as a friend, as a human. His music's great. You think about it, I've sat through his shows for 14 years, and I sat through the whole. And most people, I'm just like, I'm gonna go do anything else. I'm gonna get a drink or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Jason, man, his show from start to finish is just number one after number one. He's 28, 29 number one hits now, and he's cutting number one hits out of a show.
Yeah.
And his fan base is, I think what differentiates Jason is people have been doing as long as Jason. You can see the age getting older in their fan base. I mean, there are 4-year-olds at Aldean shows. There's 17-year-olds at Aldean shows singing every word like they just played the record.
Where you would think the following would typically be like an older crowd.
And opening in front of Jason, trying to think who I'm with this weekend. But like a Jelly, I'm with Jelly Roll this weekend. I'll do a little more hip hop and rock and mash up. And I've been on tour with Kid Rock and Aldean for a while. Where Kid Rock's fan base is definitely older. It's the Linkin Parks, the Papa Roaches, the Pour Some Sugars on Me, the Jason Aldean stuff. And Aldean, I mean, in front of Jason, dude, we go Pitbull, Waka Flocka,
a little bit of everything.
Gloves off.
Yeah.
And anything sing along, I mean, you cheese it up a little bit with the YMCA to set up a, no hands but Waka.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah. And it's cool to hear the freedom that you have, because I bet most people would typically think like, if you're going to a Jason Aldean show, you're not hearing that music.
Breaking the monotony up of country music. And I remember my first trip out with Jason, I said, because, I've opened for a lot of people, and they're just like, don't do this, cut early, let me take it and bore the crowd so we have an intro, or let me take the PA 10 minutes before so we can play some mundane music where I come out and make a splash. Jason, I just said, dude, is there something you want me to do, you don't want me to do? And he goes, buddy, if you could outshine me on those turntables, I shouldn't be making what I make a night headlining. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was like, heard, bro.
Which gives you the freedom to just come in and fucking rock.
Gloves off, and like so I play 5 minutes before the opening act.
Yeah.
And I play my full set before Jason. And my first set is just getting people to know each other and sell alcohol, make their space around them comfortable, make new friends, and set up for the middle slot.
Yeah.
Jason, we're just hands off.
Okay. So starting as a tour DJ for him and being kind of like one of the pioneers of joining a country DJ on tour, how much did you have to kind of learn about your value? I mean, because I'm sure when that started 14 years ago.
There was no value in it.
Exactly. So it's like
Yeah.
now you've kind of set the value for it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that had to change so much over time to what it is now.
Yeah. You start building up your little name recognition. You start, you really brand the markets. You go and you set a groundwork for success. So,
Yeah.
like, back then I would have a street team going and fly a DJ Silver after party at touring DJ for, just keep all the advertising consistent. So there's no questions. And you're just going to lay groundwork, and you just keep adding the layers of that house. And every time you go in, now it's like, can't wait to have you back in Pittsburgh. Are we going to play at?
Yeah.
Yeah. When we're in Boston, you come into here, I can't wait to see it at Chin in Phoenix. I'll see it Whiskey Row after. Kind of.
Where now it's people are requesting you every single time they
people
see.
expect it.
Yeah.
Including the booking agents, the managements.
Yep.
Or Tortuga Music Festival in Miami. They know we're playing 11. Or, so you see.
Yeah. And you kind of just are able to build up that brand over these years and
just try to keep it consistent and fresh, and let them in your life and social media wise, and just try to do what you say you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, obviously after parties are a huge thing for touring DJs.
I've kind of stopped doing it as much. And I just save it for a lot of these things. It's like, we'll play, it says Charlotte, bro, we're an hour out of Charlotte. We'll play Pittsburgh, we're in Burgettstown, PA. It says Boston, we're in Mansfield.
Yeah.
It says, I don't know. It says,
So you're not actually in Boston,
we're an hour
Boston,
away. We're an hour away.
Yeah. See, and that's literally one of the questions that I had on here. Was
now, listen, I will do it if we're playing in Denver on a Saturday night.
Yep.
I am doing an after party and flying home the next day.
Okay.
So, but if I got to catch a bus, there's no way I'm getting there and back.
Yeah. And that's even what I was going to ask too, is just like as far as branding wise for you and staying where you want to be at caliber wise for your brand, is if there's gigs that you just have to turn down on tour where they're like, yeah, they might be paying me this, but it doesn't fit.
And a lot of them, the power of the word no is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to be said using the word no. And you also got to look at quality of life. Are you killing yourself doing this? What's the value? A few grand? And it's going to cost you how much? It's like you're going to be completely beat the next day or whatever it is. I'm not even saying being lazy, but if it starts outweighing the bad, start outweighing the good, you got to reconsider the gig.
Yeah.
And that's why I started Blackout Artists. I was turning down, conservatively $250,000 a year in gigs.
Where you want to be able to put on other people for it.
Yeah, and I was just sitting, Rod, here's this gig, here's this. And I just started Blackout for a DJ agency. It's like, I'm going to get you paid more than you've ever made.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you win. I'm going to introduce you straight to the owner. He pay you, you pay me.
Yeah. I mean, tell us a little bit about Blackout, just kind of when you started it, how you started it.
Blackout was a concept we had. My partner, Kalika Moklin.
Kalika, yep.
But you got to, I just love her. She just had a baby. She's the entertainment director for Zook, not right now, Resorts World. But at the time, let's take it all the way back to Mandalay Bay, like Light Nightclub, a Click Group, Light Group. Her and John Thompson, JT, and Colin and all those guys, they would book us. And I would meet her and just pay it. Here's, thank you for having me, whatever. We weren't breaking a lot of bread then. We were, And so she tied up with a Sujin, a scam artist.
Yep.
And always called me. And I was like, Kalika, I love you. I'm the Kalika Moklin business. I'm not trying to be scam artist.
Yeah.
And at the time, scam was the game.
Yeah.
And
still is a major player in the
Sujin,
DJ.
you got to love Sujin. I love his hustle, and him and I are friends, and we've talked about doing stuff and anyways, and so she would book me, and I'd meet her at lunch or breakfast the next day, just envelope full of $100 bills or something, And I was like, why don't we just do this?
Yeah.
She goes, she was doing Blackout with Booza, Q, Shift. I'm missing
a bunch of the Vegas
I apologize,
guys.
just local Vegas dudes.
Yeah.
I said, why don't we take this to the next level and we originally launched New York, Vegas, and Nashville.
Yep.
And I said, let's just get 20 or 30 DJs on our roster, not exclusive. I want you to go hustle. I want you to make your money. I'm not your babysitter. Don't call me because on a Friday saying I don't have a gig tomorrow. You're going to have to put some work into it. But all the stuff that's funneled through me, let me send to Brian Dahl. Let me send to DJ DeVille. Let me send to Lou. Let me send to Hollywood, Eric Cooper, Rod Urey's of the world. And I got a call today for the Pro Pickleball Association needs a DJ in Pittsburgh. I can't go. So I'm going to send it. I'll send Scooter or somebody down through there. or DJ Chanel in West Palm Beach when they're down there, or in Dallas. So with this network, let's use it.
Yeah.
And let's still continue to be the ones that one call shop when you need good quality open format DJs that can get into play. And some people weeded themselves out, you know.
Yeah.
It just
Which is gonna happen.
it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen. But you got the people like the Brian Dawes of the world that if I booked him in Charleston, he'll drive from Orlando.
Yeah.
Just because he can't wait to play.
Yeah.
That's what the world's about.
Yeah. But then I mean you're just building a bigger network with all these brands and venues and everywhere else that's gonna hit you up or hear good things about these DJs or hear
we
good
already
things.
have the report and they're like, dude, Foundation Room in Las Vegas. We just booked John Price and Brandon Williams.
Yeah.
DJSC, Blackbeard.
Yeah.
At the Foundation Room for Cowboys after parties, Morgan Wallen after parties.
Mm-hmm.
Those were gigs that they called for me.
Yeah. Where then you're like, hey, cool. If you already know that he is the Cowboys DJ,
Can't
like
do it, but how about let me get my guy that is the Cowboys DJ, Brandon Williams.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen's playing August 8th and 9th at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. I can't do it, but John Price does all the VIP stuff for Morgan. Let's get him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where you just have those connections and you can plug people in perfectly right away.
Throw it in. He gets paid. I make a few $100. Not even showing up, and we go.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome too. And that's just putting on more DJs, which obviously you keep wanting to help with, is expanding out to.
And I was doing it anyway, so let's do it at a bigger level.
Yeah, save you some time too, so that way you're not doing 365 gigs a year.
Yeah, that's been my goal this year was to take 1 weekend a month off. It's like a diet. It worked for the first week.
Has it worked?
No.
That's what I figured. Yeah. So like obviously you're a director for Blackout specifically for like the country music booking, but then you have other people that book for EDM or for hip hop. Are there any DJs that you are looking at that are coming up right now that you're interested in booking or putting on? Yeah,
I mean we have a stable of studs. Like I said, the Chanel's, the Brian Dawes, the DJ DeVille's, but you know my guy Vinny goes by John Price out of Boston. He's going to be a superstar, man. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to get him to Nashville and get him rolling. And I mean, we're blessed enough to have some of the best DJs around the world. It's when you come across somebody that gets it like he does, and his music is right. And if you'll see a lot of RoadHouse John Price remixes, him and I work on these together. And I'm excited to see what he's got going on. I'm excited to bring him to Nashville to get down.
Hell yeah. I mean, outside of DJing, what other kind of brand deals are you working with? You talked a little bit about Jameson, about Screwball. You're wearing your chain right now. I always see you put that kind of stuff out here too.
It's a jewelry line with Happy Jewelers out of Fullerton, California. Me and Armida Green, we designed it. And it's so cool to see half Major League Baseball wearing these things.
Yeah. I always see you like posting them and then see other people wearing the jewelry too and putting that kind of stuff on too. I mean, even with Blackout, that's another business that you have there too. And then you have
Tequila Company, we sold it. Quintera Negra, we sold for not, which is good.
Really?
Yeah. So they offered me $150,000 a year for sponsorship, and I said, "How about this? You give me $50,000 a year and give me $100,000 in stock every year."
Yeah.
And when they sold it, I was the fifth owner.
Damn, I didn't know about that
Sold
part.
it for $110 million.
Yeah.
And we get paid next November.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then. I've been blessed enough to be sponsored by Monster for the last 7 years. Stetson, Tin Hall, and Roper.
Okay.
Been with them those are my family. I've been with them 10 years.
Yeah.
And and then we hit that Screwball tour. I've been with Screwball, Jameson. They're all in the same house. So any type of events that I have or tours, I'm saying, here's a concept. Let's roll. What's your hit list? Let me hit it.
Yeah.
And they challenged me this year. They said, we want Kentucky Derby. We want Waste Management. We want. So I got a hold of these people. It's like, I need, instead of Screwball paying $250,000 for the venue, I put in my contract, we'll do a co-op. They're going to pay for me to come in. Let's turn this in.
Okay.
Kind of concept. It's just, and I will say this, if DJs aren't out looking for sponsors, you're missing a world of, all you can say is no, right?
Yeah.
Somebody going to say yeah.
Yeah.
Then we started a clothing line called the Cashville Hooligans, me and a few guys, and it's it treads water. Let's be real, it's not doing much. And
but how much does that help you on tour though? Because then
it is so humbling to see somebody in the front row with an OG Cashville Hooligans DJ Silver shirt in the front. We're like, that's so cool. You search for that. Yeah. And then I have a radio show called The Country Club. It's 11 years deep now, 70 something markets, and just redrum country. It's on the country top 40 station, so I keep it very country. I don't go crazy EDM or mashup. It's redrums, just different. I speed the redrums up or something. Yeah, so we got our feet and fingers in the fire, I guess, with a lot of things.
Yeah. So people that think that there's not a lot that you can get into as a DJ,
Yeah.
there's many, many, many
right.
side hustles if you're ambitious enough,
Right. And
not
hopefully
lazy,
one day
and
your
go
side
after
hustle
it.
will be your full hustle.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, man, I've been touring the world for 25 years. Mm-hmm. And it's to the part where I don't want to play 350 days a year, but traveling is so monotonous. Then when you get in, the minute that spotlight hits, you're a different animal. You're ready to go. But it's just like seeing how big Nashville and the club scene in Nashville is. I just want to be home in Nashville. I could make a decent living in Nashville. You're not retiring.
Yeah.
But you don't have to travel. You can see your kids and your wife,
Yeah, I mean, and the music scene here is huge. Nashville is huge right now, just with everything blowing up, especially country music wise. I mean, obviously, we were talking a little bit before about just the country music scene, Post Malone switching over. There's a lot of different artists that are like crossing over into country. And then even just country artists that are bringing other people from different genres onto their records too.
Yeah.
And
country's really not hardly country anymore.
Yeah. Country pop, it's kind of everything for you there. I mean, there's just so much that you can do. So how much does that help you with how much it's blowing up now for you to be able to kind of fit that music more into like your sets?
It also, earlier I said you got to create a bigger fan base out of this circle, and that's what it's doing by spreading the different genres of Hardy's rock and roll. That's rock music. It's not country, but it's under a country umbrella, which opens a fan base up to people that wouldn't give country a chance. And I feel like if you give Hardy a chance, you're gonna love Jelly Roll. If you love Jelly, you're gonna love Aldean. I think it's a trickle down.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that those two, especially, you're kind of bringing an entire new following of people that weren't necessarily into country music before, but maybe like Jelly Roll from the music he was making prior.
Jelly's a G, man.
Yeah.
He's been at it for a while. Everybody thinks, man, new guys. I was like, no.
He's been doing this for
quite
fucking
a while.
15 years.
Been at it quite a while.
Yeah, we just had him at Barstool.
Good dude, too.
He was awesome.
I don't know him from Adam, but we did Billy Bob's and me, Jelly, Shabuzi, and Laney.
Yeah.
And he just, it says a lot about a human when they don't have to be nice to somebody, and they are.
Yeah, we did a
I wasn't trying
podcast
to
with
take
him.
his oxygen about nice to meet you, sir. Good to meet you. Kind of, he didn't have to be cool with me.
Yeah.
I didn't introduce myself as DJ Silver.
Yeah. No, we did a podcast with him, and he was super down to earth and just talked about actually how he's like, I've been doing this for 14 years, and now this is really like my time to break through.
He has something to follow that.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah, I 100% hope so. When you're out playing on tour, I know you talked a little bit about before about like playing festivals and tours, like tour stops with Aldean on the East Coast and tour stops with Aldean on the West Coast. As far as like you're planning for these sets, is it planning to cater to like that specific crowd in the coast, or are they all good with like the same kind of music? Like, is there something you'd play on the East Coast that you wouldn't play on the West Coast?
If you play in Boston, you're playing Sweet Caroline.
Okay.
You're not playing Sweet Caroline at Staples Center in LA.
Okay.
It can work, but it's not going to get the effect that it's going to happen there.
Yeah.
You're not going to play California Love and
Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's going to go off in LA.
Yep.
So, I mean, but at the end of the day, it's like I play 30 minutes and I might play 40 songs.
Yeah.
So it's just every song is higher intensity level, sing along, drop, ebb and flow of the show.
Yeah. Do you feel during those sets, is a lot of like the older country music hitting harder than the newer country music, or how is it working in the country scene?
It depends on the crowd. With Aldean, yeah.
Yeah.
With the people that are newer to country that might just start following Jelly, they're going to know the Dolly Partons, the Tim McGraws, but they're not going to know
Like a Bailey Zimmerman or somebody
Aaron
like that.
Tippins of the world.
Okay.
Even Bailey, that's a tough one. I love Bailey Zimmerman's music, but I don't have anything in Bailey on rotation. Mm-hmm. It's not that, holy shit, that's my song. Like you drop in Hardy, woke up in a truck bed this morning, and like kids are singing it. You know what I mean? And I love Bailey. It's not a shot at Bailey. It's just it doesn't have that immediate that I need. Yeah. And if it doesn't hit it immediate, I don't play it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a minute and a half to build up to your parts.
Well, and that's why I feel like a lot of country music is more difficult to play as a DJ because I do think that a lot of it is more emotionally tied or like lyrically driven.
Storytelling.
Exactly.
Instead of hook, verse, chorus, get out.
Yep, correct. Or just like a beat behind it that the beat alone can power the song.
Or you think about it, and they're so slow, man.
Exactly.
You know, how many times have somebody down here say play Zach Bryan. I'm like, oh,
I cannot
which way
explain
do I
how many
slip my wrist to die faster?
Yeah.
You want to kill this bar? Play Zach Bryan.
Yes.
But you want to get in your car and smoke a blunt? That play Zach Bryan. You know what I mean? Or yeah, it's like his music's undeniable. It's great, but it's. I mean,
it's not built for the club.
And I hear people try to make versions of it, and it's just dong, 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 dong.
Yeah.
It's like the 145 beats per minute to make it a thing, or it's like when you get to that part, you take the soul out of the song. And it's always kind of been a rule of me editing or mixing or remixing or playing. If we take any of the feel out of the song, you messed up.
Yeah. No, and that's how I feel like a lot of his songs are too, where I've talked about it so many times on here with him specifically. Where like it gets requested by so many people. I'm like, you don't understand.
You know that only gets requested in Nashville.
Yes.
Or Oklahoma, probably.
Yeah.
You play, nobody's ever said in Vegas, hey, do you have a Zach Bryan song?
How much country are you playing in Vegas?
RoadHouse sets probably 70-30.
Yeah.
Just big room EDM stuff.
Yeah.
Depending on the day. Like if I'm with 50, I mean, we're not playing a lot of country. But if we're doing an after party, it's all country. It's
That's what I was gonna say. Does it depend on like what events are in town, that kind of stuff?
We just played a summer club in New York.
Okay.
And it was a RoadHouse show, and it was all like Asian dudes. They don't want to hear country music.
Yeah.
They wanted deep house and Dom Dollars of the world. You know what I mean? So we gave them what they wanted. But and any DJ, anytime I DJ an event, I'm going to give you what you want, but I'm sure as fuck taking back what I want.
Yeah.
And we're going to make that happy medium, and we're going to have a best time.
Yeah.
So we did it, and they vibed to me. I know what they wanted, and I gave it back to them.
Yeah.
And I'd sprinkle something in there. We got a relation. We had a respect going.
Yeah, because you still want to fit some of your sauce into there for sure. We got a couple good rapid fire questions I think you'll like here. At this point, I mean, obviously in your career, I feel like you've worked with so many people in the music industry. Who has been your favorite artist to make edits or remixes for?
Probably Kane Brown.
Okay.
Such a crossover, fun, energy, sing along. He has every aspect of a good record in his music.
I feel like he has to be an easier one to make edits and remixes for just because of the originals already.
Younger, it's open. They're more open to it. And his fan base loves some Kane Brown, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Love him. Love Jevity. His DJ. It's fucking
solid human.
Yeah. Both awesome. Seen Kane in concert a bunch, and he's a great dude too. So
you ever see the KB piece he wears? KB iced out KB initials.
No, that's really.
I love that dude.
That's awesome. Yeah. What is your favorite city to play in so far with the best crowd?
I mean, it's hard to beat the obviouses: Vegas, Miami's, Boston's of the world, but Orange Beach, Alabama's.
Okay.
They get down, man. Scottsdale, you can't miss. Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah.
The world, you know what I mean? Omaha, Nebraska's.
Yeah, because you were just out there for College World Series.
World Series, yeah.
Yeah. Even Steve was out there, my buddy from Milwaukee.
He's a beast. I met him in New York for the first time a few months back.
He's a
in
very,
Hoboken,
very,
of all shit places, yeah.
Yeah, he lives out there now.
Yeah,
he
that's
lives
what he said.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a very good friend of mine.
I need to get his number, by the way.
I got you. Yeah. But yeah, he put like pictures and videos up of there, and the College World Series crowd looked fucking insane.
They go, man.
Yeah.
They go. So funny College World Series story. I'll keep it quick. But we're playing, and I said, Blake, this sounds like shit. What's going on? I'm starting to get irritated.
The speakers?
They had the fucking PAs turned off.
Okay.
Until 15 minutes before our set's over.
So all you're hearing is like the booths? Or
all I hear is the bottom, the bass with little tops. And I'm like, this is wrong. This is wrong. I made this. This is not what this sounds like. And the guy comes up and goes, sorry, dog. And just lights the PA up.
Explodes everybody.
Takes everybody's head off.
Yeah. That's a big
I hope you're looking for a job today, buddy.
Yeah. What is a club or festival that you haven't played at that you would like to play at in the future?
I'd love to do, Bonnaroo just because it's close. I played Bonnaroo Farms with Jason, the first show back after COVID.
Okay.
Electric Forest.
Okay.
Tomorrowland would be great.
Yeah.
Those kind of Lollapaloozas.
Okay. Just all those different festivals. Yeah.
I played everything right next to them,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like all the way around. I've done, we didn't do Lolla because we did Windy City Lake Shake. Mm-hmm. We didn't do Bonnaroo because we did Bonnaroo Farms.
Yeah.
We didn't, you get it.
Yeah. Well, those are still all awesome ones where
Blessed.
I don't doubt that you'll be able to play them too. So
put it in the atmosphere.
Yeah. If you could do an official remix for one artist, who would it be?
Right now, present, probably Post and Blake, or
okay,
just because I love where the feel of the music's at.
Yeah.
I think it leaves you a lot of leeway with the record to do different versions. Yeah, I mean, and I love the John Summit, Dom Dollars of the world. Mm-hmm. Like maybe something like that.
That kind of vibe for it. Yeah.
I love Chase. We're working on an official mix of Chase Matthews right now.
Okay.
I have a lot in the works, but
yeah,
I'm really excited about the Chase mix.
That's awesome. Yeah, those would be good ones too. I mean, can't go wrong with Posty, Blake. They'll be all.
He's just getting started.
You woke up super excited to hear that album. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome to hear. I mean, he's got Charlie Handsome working with him, who obviously is doing fucking everything for Morgan Wallen too. So it's like
whatever that is, they got it.
Yeah,
they have figured out that for him.
Yeah, and it's like you just know that everything is. I mean, from what he's released so far, they've both been fucking great. So
he's figured it out. Yeah.
Well, give me your top 3 songs right now that you're liking to listen to, liking to play, any of that kind of stuff.
So I keep talking about Dom Dollar, like Saving Up, Dom Dollar.
Yep.
John Summit. I'm really into his stuff, and I love that song, Vintage Culture Week.
Yeah.
It's cool to just see these vibe tracks, because I play a lot of big room, and to slow down and hit these things, and the crowd grooves with you when you drop in Rhyme Dust or something. And
yeah,
you can tell right then who you got by the balls in a club. You know what I mean? Because that's not a top cut, and then they hear it and you're like, you just created a memory with that group of people that you're always gonna have.
The people that like that,
and you go home and every one of them followed you on Instagram.
Yep.
So that's the gig, right?
That is, yeah. Well, yeah, man, I mean, that's all we really got for you. If there's anything that you need to plug real quick.
Man, I got a couple things that I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
And I updated today. I earlier, I was like a few little things. Have you ever heard of the Bodega Group?
I have.
Miami, Chicago.
Chicago is the one I've heard. Yeah, I have a lot of buddies that play Bodega.
Miami's a beast. If you get a chance. We're putting one in Nashville.
Okay.
And so it's going to be a good opportunity for all of us. I'm going to be the head of this part up here. And,
hell yeah.
It's needed. It's the locations. You can go to Bodega on Instagram. You can see all you want to see on it. And I'm really excited to have it in Nashville. It's Miami is just a different beast, and we're gonna do Miami Nashville style.
Okay.
And probably one of the things that I'm most excited about, we've been working on for months, talking about it to a part, like it actually came to fruition this weekend.
Okay.
Cosmic Rodeo.
Nice.
We launched it at Tao in Chicago this weekend with Paulie and Blake.
Nice.
And so we're going to be taking Cosmic Rodeo all over the country.
So give me like the concept of Cosmic Rodeo and what people can expect for it.
We're going to come in and do a branded theme party, Cosmic Rodeo. You hear the name, you see it. Mm-hmm. Our logo is a big belt buckle, so it's Cosmic Rodeo, and we're taking it to Miami. We're taking it to Vegas, Scottsdale, and we'll have 10 or 20 DJs, and it'll be staples coming in. It could be James Kennedy one night. It could be Diplo one night. It could be RoadHouse. It could be Silver. It could be Blake. And everyone's getting put on.
And just a party all the time for it, too.
We'll be in festivals like that don't do parties after.
Mm-hmm.
We're throwing a Cosmic Rodeo stage inside the middle.
Oh.
And it's my partners on this. Like I didn't even tell Blake I was doing this until after, because our contracts came in Friday, NDAs came in a few months back. I asked before I talked to you today about it, but and Blake was like, "Yeah, this concept." I said, "Buddy, does that not smell of me at all?" You know what I mean? Because we did the electric Roadhouse, we did the electric rodeo, So,
and now you got the Cosmic Rodeo,
and our partners are powerhouses that get behind stuff like Bonnaroo, Stagecoach, Coachella, EDCs of the world.
So you have the brains and the branding behind it.
Monsters. Man.
Yeah.
And when you see that, when we release the partner list, they're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It is the who's who of booking festivals, venues, clubs, parties. And I don't want to do nightclubs the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And this is a concept that we're either going to sell it for a fortune, or B, we're just going to be setting up a lane where we're going to succeed for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. So you did the first one this past weekend, and then what can we
expect? Tao with Pauly D and Blake. And so without giving it too much away, we're going to do one in November in Miami.
Okay.
We got Vegas lined up in December. And you wouldn't be shocked if you don't see a Cosmic Rodeo tour starting in October with RoadHouse.
Is there like socials or anything for it, or are they just following you for it?
Right now, it's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I asked before I got here.
We have
it all. We have it all.
Got you.
We're about to release the whole thing. By the time this comes out, it's going to be live.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's what you're going to end up picking is like a bodega or anything like that. But before we get out of here, just want to have you put somebody on a platform. So it can be
easy
person, brand, venue, anything like that. Just somebody that you want to shine a little
brands
spotlight.
that I work with and people that I work with, like the Riot Group, Ryan and and all those dudes out of Scottsdale and Phoenix, they're going to come into Nashville swinging with Riot. Wait till you guys party at Riot House.
Yeah.
I look forward to a Riot House date.
I love the one in Scottsdale.
That's it. And it's a party. It's just gloves off party.
Yeah.
And then Bodega coming in and TC Group. We're opening a Jason Aldean's in Las Vegas. I'm a program director for that.
Yeah.
So buckle up, boys, because my concept, and we had the call today. Foundation Room meets Hakkasan. I'm going to give you right in the middle.
Okay.
It's going to be fun. It's located between the Aria and the Crystal Shops. Great location, and we're excited to dip our hands into Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, do they have anything that's just strictly like based off of a country artist in Vegas?
Got Blake Shelton's out there, but it's on the Strip and it's doing great. It's going to be they're an older demographic, but money's there.
Yeah,
they're doing great. I love the place. I did the great opening with Blake and Gwen Stefani, so I love those people with all my heart. They're great. There's not a bad thing said about it. We'll be on the other side of the Strip, between Aria and it's needed over there.
Yeah.
And the concept is so big, and a lot of people come in with these concepts that throw in that's the first concept. You got a 6-month window of this working. It's financed. It's backed. And I think people, and I had this conversation today with Joe, you're going to see the reality of the world. Mm-hmm. Nashville, there's no hustle. You don't have to market. You don't have to advertise. You open a door. Vegas, you're going to have promo teams, VIP services, teams that come in and run that. It's going to be a hustle. You're going to realize the real world's about to come at you. Come on, bring it.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit different than here because exactly what you're saying.
If Nashville had to hustle, it'd be in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
You see it on venues that aren't on the Strip. Mm-hmm. And, but
I mean, I'm always even surprised by ones that are on the Strip and don't even you look at their social media. There's nothing posted.
No, if you haven't updated, they had a picture of a watermelon cocktail last summer.
Yeah,
you don't have an intern from Belmont that come in and run that for free.
Yeah,
you don't have 5 minutes on the toilet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It always blows my mind. I'm like, why do you guys not promote anything? It's fucking crazy out here. Yeah, and
they're content with what they make. They don't see the money they're missing.
But that's such an easy excuse that just blows my mind. I'm like, why the fuck do you guys not want to make it better? Yeah,
bigger, better.
Yeah, exactly.
But I love where Nashville's at with that reason.
But
excited to be back. We're doing PB&J Sundays, which I hope you guys come out.
Ava Rooftop.
Ava Rooftop.
Yeah,
it's a fun little concept.
Yeah, awesome. Well, again, man, I thank you so much for stopping over here, being on the show. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that follow button. Follow Silver on all his socials. I'll put them up in the description for everything so you guys can go check him out. Follow RoadHouse. Follow Blackout Artists. Get them all followed there. Check him out on his tour. Jason Aldean's going to be going everywhere. So if you guys are in his city, go ahead and stop by and see him. The other shows from the residencies that you're at, it's all up on your website.
Come through.
Yeah.
Hit me on DMs. I always try to answer every DM.
Yeah.
May take a couple of days. I always try, though.
Yeah.
That's my pet peeve when people don't respond to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, we got people that to put on the platform, all these different venues that we can check out. Yep. As far as myself, DJ Dex, make sure you guys are following me on all my socials. These episodes come out every Wednesday. If you're looking for those mix shows come out every Monday on Apple Music, Mixcloud, SoundCloud. So be sure to go check those out. So one more time, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Check. Mic check. 1, 2. Yo, is this thing on or what?